नमस्कार दोस्तों और जय हिंद। आप सभी को स्वागत है इन माय चैनल 1971 वॉर बुक सीरीज। तो दोस्तों 1971 वॉर बुक सीरीज में आपने तो देखी ही होंगे about some few Bangladeshi people talking about their experiences during the 1971 war. Some had been sufferers in the hands of the Pakistani armed forces ka torture, brutal torture, including the murder of their own family members. Some had been Mukti Bahini fighters, and also some had been both, I guess. Today, I have brought a man named Saleh Mustafa Jamil, who was born in Dhaka but right now lives in Sweden. And knowing the situation, present day situation of Bangladesh, yet he has come up forward from Sweden itself to talk about his experiences of brutal torture at MP hostel torture cell in Dhaka during the Pakistani military occupation in East Pakistan, today's Bangladesh, in 1971. He was not a Mukti Bahini freedom fighter, but he was actually one of those few people who were also helping the Mukti Bahini freedom fighters to spread awareness to the people inside Dhaka about the freedom struggle that was happening in East Pakistan against the Pakistani forces. That's why he was picked up and later tortured. So let's welcome Mr. Saleh Mustafa Jamil to our program today.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me this evening. My great respect to all those martyrs of India and Bangladesh during the Liberation War.
Thank you.
My salute to all the heroes of that time.
Thank you.
My deep respect to Mrs. Gandhi, the Indian government, and the people of India for their unforgettable help to the liberation of Bangladesh.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
I was born in a very secular family in Dhaka. My parents were very secular. I got my first identity as a human being, then a Bengali, then religious identity.
Right.
We grew up with Hindu-Muslim friends both at school and the neighborhood. My father took part in anti-British movement during 1930s and 40s and went to jail in Tihar jail, so far I remember, in Bihar, and could not come to Dhaka until 1947.
Okay.
They could not accept the division of India. I was very interested in politics during my school life.
Achha.
I was very much involved in student politics at that time. I actively took part 1969 student movement against Ayub Khan.
That was the 6-point movement, right, sir?
Exactly, Choidafa, yeah.
Right.
Choidafa, it was started in 66, but 69 it was the final part of the movement.
Okay.
You can say, which is a student movement.
Okay.
And against the Ayub Khan.
Okay.
And then the election came 1970. I was a student then at the Dhaka College.
Okay.
In 1970, I was the cultural secretary of Student League, the student wing of Awami League at Dhaka College.
Okay.
And we took part very much in election campaign.
I mean, for the Awami League, 1970.
Awami League, exactly.
Okay. So that is one part. So I think coming down to 1970 itself, the Bhola cyclone had struck East Pakistan at that time.
November, I think, 17 November. Yeah, right.
So after that, I think the elections happened, right, sir?
Election happened in December 70, I think. December 70.
So already I heard that Pakistani military government didn't give much aid to the people who were affected. That encouraged the people a lot more, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. We didn't get any help from Pakistani government.
Okay. So as you and your family campaigned a lot for the Awami League to take part in the election, and as far as I heard, Sheikh Mujib won with most of the majority, and the power was not given to him.
So, how
Exactly. That's
was the reaction of you and your family and the entire community, Bengali people at that time?
from March 71.
Mm-hmm.
It was a turning point for the Bengali nation.
Okay.
Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman became the sole and only leader for the Bengali people.
Okay.
The historic speech of 7th March became the declaration of independence, actually, the independence declaration.
Right. Right.
On 25th March, I was at home.
Acha.
We were expecting some kind of action from Pakistani junta.
Okay.
We were unable to, yeah, we were unable to think the depth of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
The city was burning the whole night, and we heard the firing all over the city.
Okay. I mean, Pakistani army started
Yeah, it started
Operation Searchlight, I would say.
last like on 25th, yeah.
Okay.
And we could not go out the next day. It was curfew. On 27th March, we could go out for 2 hours only.
Okay.
I could not believe that any army could make genocide to its own people. The dead bodies were everywhere on the streets of Dhaka. It's an unbelievable scene I have seen.
I mean, this is all witnessed by yourself, sir, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Especially the old Dhaka affected very much.
Okay. I mean, places like
Because the
Shakhari
old
Bazar
Dhaka,
and those places.
Thatari Bazar, exactly, the old Dhaka, the Hindu population was majority there.
Okay. Shakhari Bazar
Yes.
and I think that place, Dholai Khal, Nazira Bazar, those places were still there at that
Yeah,
time?
yeah, Dolai Khal, Shakari Bazar, Buriganga River, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And to the north was at that time Mothijil and these other places. Dhanmondi.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Dhanmondi, yeah. That's
Because
true.
as
That's
far as
true.
I know, Uttara and other places, Bosundhara, these places
Uttara.
didn't exist at that time.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was almost village area
Village
at that
area.
time.
Right, right. Okay. So 25th of March started from night time, right, sir?
Yeah, just after 12 o'clock,
Started.
something like that.
So the next day, I think it was sort of like an unofficial curfew, right, sir?
It was curfew on the radio, so far I believe, so far I remember. Yeah, that's
Okay.
curfew. And curfew was lifted 27th for only 2 hours, between 10 to 12 in the morning.
Okay. And the
Only
killings
2 hours.
that happened, sir, the killings were of random civilian people or
Civilian people, almost civilian people.
okay, who had nothing to do
That's
with
right.
Sheikh Mujib or anything.
Not at all. And they wanted to kill the leaders of the Awami Leagues too, but
Okay.
they couldn't find. Yeah,
I
they
think
couldn't
escaped
find.
to India at that time.
Escaped India, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So as far as I know, Sheikh Mujib was also arrested. I think.
Yeah, arrested on just after beginning in the morning of the 26th, 2 o'clock in the night.
Okay. So now
26.
coming to your part, sir, you
Yeah.
have witnessed that genocide. So
Yeah.
on the 26th of March morning to the entire day, I think the curfew was still there. So what was your
Yeah.
experience at that time?
Yeah, I went to different streets of Dhaka on 27th, not 26th,
Okay,
27th.
27th
The
the
curfew
curfew was lifted, I guess.
lifted for 2 hours.
Acha,
Yeah,
acha. Okay.
yeah. And it was a horrible scene in Dhaka.
Mm-hmm.
Just dead bodies and the burning. They have burned the slum area and
Okay.
shoot it, and yeah, everywhere you can see
Right, like massacre, I would say.
mass massacre. Yeah, mass.
Okay. So coming down to the next part of the Operation Searchlight, as you progress into the month of April, May, how was the situation in Dhaka? Did you stay in Dhaka at that time?
I went to outside of Dhaka, across the Buriganga River,
With your
and
family?
took shelter. Yeah, no, I myself and my mother.
Okay, okay.
And it called the Bokshanagar, and it was not so much, not so much
Populated.
populated area. It was quite calm and quiet, and there was no Pakistani army there.
Okay.
In Dhaka, I came back Dhaka in May, so far I remember.
Acha.
And Dhaka was very, very sound and calm and quiet. The streets were not so full of people, and people were very much afraid to go out at that time.
Makes sense, of course. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And so when you came to this new place, it's Bokshinagar, right?
Bakshinagar, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So how was I mean, how did you end up running into the hands of the Pakistani forces? So if you could explain to
Yeah, I can give you
that.
this little brief description.
Okay.
I came back from Bakshinagar to Dhaka
Okay.
and meet my friend Ashraf,
Okay.
my college friend,
Okay.
and he lived in a village just backside of the today's Rampura.
Acha.
Rampura is
Okay.
Dhaka television
Right,
studio
right, right.
there.
Rampura.
It was village area,
Mm-hmm.
and I took part in their group. They have one group there, and for Mukti Bahini, one group Bahini
Okay.
group,
Okay.
and my friend Ashraf was the leader of the group,
Acha, acha,
and I
acha.
took some training there for a few days, and my assignment was to give uh, publicity about the liberation movement to different parts, and get money, take money to the freedom fighter, collect them clothes and food for the freedom fighters, and
Okay.
especially I delivered information to diplomatic missions, English and Bengali, different embassies and diplomatic missions in Dhaka.
Wonderful. But how were you going to do all
I
of
was,
this?
yeah, I had the, I was hiding that I was a student there, and
Okay.
I want to go to England and America and Europe, some places, and waiting there, and just
Okay.
put the leaflets on the table of the visitors area.
That, I
And,
mean, about raising awareness of the independence war.
yeah, exactly, to
Okay.
inform the different missions in Dhaka at that time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
And uh, and and this is the way I try to help the.
Where did you get the leaflets, sir, from?
We
They must have been.
got the leaflet. I think from India came the leaflets through them.
Okay. So
Yeah,
somebody brought them from the border
brought them from
to
border
India, from
exactly.
India
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. English and Bengali.
My goodness, okay. Okay. This is something I was not aware of. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So, yeah, you please proceed further, sir.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
This way I try to help the communication between different groups of the Dhaka area, different freedom fighters group there around Dhaka city.
Okay.
On 19th of November, I scouted a group of freedom fighters
Mm.
with food and money to
Okay.
Kachpur across the Narayanganj,
Achpur.
somewhere in
Okay.
Kachpur, Narayanganj.
Acha.
And I don't know how the military could trace me on, I think, 31st November
Mm-hmm.
in the around 1 o'clock in the
Okay.
afternoon.
Okay.
A group of Pakistani military raided our house in
Okay.
Dhaka.
Okay.
There were over 50 soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
They broke into our house and were looking for my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, they messed up the entire house. A Pakistani soldier made 10 to 12 people of our house line up on the compound of the house.
Okay.
One of these fingers was on the trigger of the automatic gun. He was about to shoot us, was just waiting for the order, but unfortunately escaped. Then they took my brother for interrogation,
Acha.
and I moved from there to my sister's place in Purana Paltan area.
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed there. On 22nd November in the evening, is I saw suddenly a number of soldiers come into a jeep.
Okay.
They had already captured my father and looking for me.
Okay.
I thought that it was the end of my life. I went with them after bidding farewell to my mother. I was taken to a three-storied building in Tesgao area. It's called Drum Factory, the MP hostel.
That's a torture cell.
Torture cell, yeah, exactly. Torture
That's
cell,
where
yeah.
all the crack platoon members had.
Exactly, yeah, 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 exactly. Rumi and Altaf Mahmood and
Altaf
everyone
Mahmood, yeah, he was killed there.
killed there, yeah, exactly. Same building, same building. They were there in August, and I was there in November.
My goodness.
Uh,
Okay.
MP hostel, so-called MP hostel. Uh, they MP hostel, and Major Saleh was the in charge of that concentration camp.
Okay.
It was three-storied building, so far I remember. First floor was the Major Saleh's office, and second floor is the torture. First floor is the torture
There
center.
was
I
a
think.
Captain Qayyum, I guess.
Saleh, so far I remember.
No, a
Captain
Captain
Saleh.
Qayyum. Captain.
Oh, it's a Major Saleh.
Major Saleh.
He was the in charge.
Okay.
Yeah, Major Saleh, and he was a Punjabi.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw my brother and a few other men there in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I was interrogated in the evening. I had nothing to hide for the Pakistani army. They knew everything, my activities. I don't know how they could know all the activities.
Somebody must have been captured or then tortured, and that guy must.
So I don't know exactly. I don't know.
Okay.
I was taken to Rampura to my friend's house, Ashraf, the place, with 5 to 6 track soldiers with me.
Acha.
Ashraf and other people of my group were sitting in a saloon, which was the entrance of this area.
Okay.
When they saw me with the soldiers, they disappeared from the place.
Okay.
The soldiers searched the house for weapons.
Hmm.
The soldiers could not find any weapon. They didn't find Ashraf and other of my group.
Okay.
The soldier took me the neighboring mosque and asked me after Ashraf's father. I had eye contact with him, but I saw the military that he was not here.
Okay.
So he escaped his life, and they came back again.
Hmm.
After a few, and I think came back to the MP hostel again. And then they put me into the concentration room,
Hmm.
and it's a very funny thing. They have told me to put my feet on the grill of the windows and have my face down on the floor while pressing my hands on the floor, and started beating with the thick leather belt in my back,
Okay.
and sometimes with iron and wooden stick. If after a few blows I lost my consciousness, after a while I regained my consciousness.
Hmm.
At night they made me stand on the floor and put some electric shock in my hand.
Okay.
This was the way they continued their torture on me night and day and night.
That went on for how many days, sir?
3 days.
3
3
days.
days.
Without
Yeah.
food or water.
Yeah, it was bread and tea and water.
Okay. And you must
Yeah,
have been
nothing.
bleeding from these beatings, I guess.
It's bleeding, not bleed exactly, not bleeding, but the tremendous pain I had, and still I had this pain after all these years.
Okay. Okay.
And on 23rd, I was taken to Rampura again, and nothing was found newly.
Mm-hmm.
Ashraf and his family had already left the house.
Mm-hmm.
In the interrogation and the similar kind of torture were going on for me 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I spent on this in this camp.
Okay. So after this beatings and everything, like they must have been asking you questions, and
Lot of questions, and but they knew everything. I couldn't say anything more, so
okay,
they knew everything. So
and the beatings were just like with belts and sticks, maybe.
belts and wooden and iron stick.
Okay.
That's why I have this pain still today.
And where it is? Where is it, sir? Exactly.
Just backside of my ribs here, just backside,
Okay, it's like in the lower back, I would say.
lower, yeah, exactly.
Okay. It's horrific, I would say. So, and how did you manage to get out from there, sir? From the MP hostel?
Uh, yeah, my father and my elder brother and youngest brother-in-law, somehow they able to free me and my brother and rescued alive from the death cave from MP hostel. I don't know how they have managed it.
They never spoke of it to you.
Yes, they had the connection somewhere in the higher level of the government, and
Okay.
they tried.
Okay.
Yes, so somehow, yeah. I think so. What I remember that time, Mr. Governor Abdul Malik, Dr. Abdul Malik,
Abdul Malik, right, right.
once, yeah, my father and they were in Calcutta sometimes, and they knew each other.
Before partition,
And
I would say.
before partition, exactly before
Acha,
47,
acha, acha.
yeah. So I think they have some connection and try to influence him somehow.
Right. So, you were rescued. You must have been in a very brutal condition brought back home.
Yeah, yeah, and stayed at home till the independence comes in December 16th.
Okay. So another thing, right now I'm in India and it's almost what I can say, uh, 16th. It's the first hour of the 16th of December 2024. So it's Victory Day already. So how
Yeah,
was
exactly.
Victory Day in Dhaka at that time?
Yes, on 16th December, I heard the news of the freedom in the air.
Okay.
I went to Dhaka Race Course Maidan,
Hmm.
but unfortunately, I came there just after the ceremony,
Okay.
just after that.
Okay.
And
You must
it
have seen
was,
that chairs and tables that were there still.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And it was thousands and thousands of Bengalis on the street and shouting Joy Bangla, shouting only Joy Bangla, nothing more,
Joy Bangla.
and bracing the Indian soldiers, unbelievable.
Right. It must have been a really wonderful sight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
So, and I think Indian Army stayed there for 3 months, I would say, in Dhaka and the entirety
And
of Bangladesh.
March, first week or second week of March up to 72,
So,
they
how
were there.
was, if you, I mean, this is something that nobody talks about much. How was the 3 months of the Indian Army stay in Dhaka? What did you witness yourself?
They were so kind and nice to us. I salute them. Just I salute them. They could maintain the law and order, help the administration,
Hmm.
and they were everywhere, and they were embraced by every one of Bengali people. They were so nice and kind to us.
Right. Now, sir, coming to a very serious question. This is something that I've been thinking about for some time as well. Um, these collaborators who were there at
Yeah,
that time, these
yeah.
collaborators who were also present at MP hostel, I guess, in the torture cell with Pakistani forces.
I didn't see any
No.
Rajakars there.
Okay.
It's only Pakistani troops, Pakistani, and
Okay.
especially I think frontier, a kind of not khaki dress. They have some another frontier regiment, I think, another
Frontier
type of.
Force. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Frontier force. They were there.
Okay.
So
Now,
what I remember.
after 16th of December, what happened to these collaborators? Did you ever see them or hear of them?
Yeah,
Ever?
lot of them. They were present there at that time. A lot of better. Lots.
Okay, they were present, but they didn't escape from the city or they didn't go into
They have
hiding.
tried. They have tried. A lot of them they escaped. Yeah, that's true.
And the Mukti Bahini, who were, I think, at that time working alongside Indian army to maintain law and order in Dhaka
Law and
city.
order. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
what
That's
were
true.
their response to these collaborators? Because I think they were hounding for their blood. Mukti Bahini was hounding for the
Yeah,
blood, of course,
but
and
they were not so brutal. So
okay,
far, I believe. So far I seen. Yeah, it's not at all brutal. The
okay,
incident happened somewhere. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
right. So after that, I mean, Bangladesh was completely independent. Sheikh Mujib came back,
Yeah, January 72.
right? So how was life for you after independence?
Yeah, in 72, I got admitted at the University of Dhaka,
Okay,
and I started an organization called Bangladesh India Youth Friendship Society,
wonderful.
and I was the general secretary of the society.
Acha, acha.
Our motto was no war and make friendship with youth of the both the countries. And
Wonderful.
we organized many programs like cultural show, film festival, art exhibitions, and so on. And we wanted to make bridge between the youths of two countries to minimize the misunderstanding for long 24 years of Pakistani era.
Right.
So we tried to maintain a good relation with India because we made this opportunity to know each other
Mm-hmm.
with our bloods,
Right.
Bangladesh and India.
Right.
So we just cannot forget it.
Right.
And after assassination of founder father Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in 1975, I lost the last hope. And then I left the country in 1976.
1976. So you have been out of Bangladesh since 1976,
Yeah, 48 years, long 48
and you've
years.
never been back there.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, many times, many times.
Okay.
Except from 2001 to 2005 during the BNP Jamaat regime,
Okay.
because I thought I just cannot step my feet on that country. The Jamaat is ruling the country.
Right. They are the collaborators, and they are back, I guess, now.
Yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, unfortunately, it's just went wrong. Just I cannot explain how I feel today that Jamaat became the main partner of the
Jamaat.
government now.
Yeah.
Jamaat,
Somebody like that.
Jamaat. Yeah,
Even I was
unfortunately.
feeling disturbed at finding them at the Shena Kunja on the Bangladesh Armed Forces.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Like-
November 21st November. Yeah,
Like they were
Yeah.
the ones standing up against it, and now they are here.
yeah. They're the yeah.
That was very, I mean,
Unfortunate,
disturbing, very
unfortunate,
disturbing.
very disturbing and unfortunate. And I hope it will change. 71 cannot forgotten. It cannot be.
It cannot be.
It just cannot be.
That is a one small effort I am trying to put so that people don't forget. Even so that
Exactly.
you being a Bangladeshi born citizen of which country are you staying right now, sir?
Sweden. I'm living in Sweden.
Like you being a Bangladeshi born Swedish national, coming up and talking about 71 in English so that the entire world can get to know about it, not only Bangladesh.
Thank you very much. Thank
So
you
that
very
is
much.
like an effort for me trying to put this up for public view so that people get to know what happened. Another
Yeah.
thing, sir, if it's okay with you, could you share a bit more incidences of the torture that you endured in the hands of the Pakistanis?
Uh, I got this type of treatment there, beating and electric shock, these two types.
Okay. And after the beatings, I mean, you must have been unconscious.
Unconscious several hours maybe, I don't know exactly, because I didn't have any watch with me.
And shocks
So
were
I
given all over your body or just by
no in
wires?
the in the fingers and
Fingers?
all the
Okay.
fingers, yeah, and the whole body was shaking. And
Okay.
then I just, yeah.
And did they threaten you, sir? Because I heard this happen a lot.
Yeah, to get information from me. They threatened. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay. And another thing, you must have, I mean, at your stay in the MP hostel torture cell, you must have seen other prisoners. Do you know what
Oh
happened to
yes,
them?
I don't know exactly. I think a few of them, those who we came back
Hmm.
alive,
Hmm.
lot of them were killed.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
I think at that time it was almost 20, 25 people there,
Right, right.
and that floor, in the third floor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Still, it's wonderful of an information that you presented, sir, so that it gets out to the public for to be known. And I
Yes,
hope
yes.
you have a really good victory day celebrated at your place, of course.
Thank you. Thank you
And
very
I
much.
really wish the best for you, sir. And thank you
Thank
for
you very
coming
much.
up and speaking about this.
Thank
I
you. And
understand it's a bit difficult because it's
yeah,
regarding a trauma. Of course, I understand,
yeah.
but
Still, I have the nightmare. Still, I have the nightmare. I just cannot forget those memories from my life.
right, I understand. And thank you, sir, for coming up.
Thank you very much. Enjoy Bangla. Enjoy
Joy,
Hind.
joy Bangla and joy Hind, sir.
Yeah.